Hello, friends. I want to share some thoughts about the false identity. Yeah, the false identity. Yeah, a lot of people have engaged in the false identity. Well, what you're trying to do is actually you're trying to identify as your identity has already been legally and spiritually executed. Let me say it again. You're you're trying to identify something that's already been legally and spiritually executed. Well, that's just the truth. The scriptures does not describe a process of self-discovery, but a declaration of substitution. In Galatians 2:20, Paul makes a statement of fact. I have been crucified with Christ. What tense verb is that? I have been. That's past tense. It is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself up for me. The logic is brutally simple. The logic is brutally simple. The identity you feel is false. Let me say that again. The identity you feel is false. The one rooted in fear, performance, and separation is what Paul calls the I that has been crucified. This is not a metaphor for self improvement. It is a legal verdict. I must say that again. This is a legal verdict. That identity has been put to death. The complex introspective process you describe is an attempt to dissect a corpse. God focuses is not on the identity that was, but on the one reality that now is in Christ. Christ lives in me. One insight. This means your primary task is not identification, but agreement. I must say that again. It's one of agreement. You're no longer engaged in a psychological hunt for a flawed self. Say that again. You're not engaged in a psychological hunt for a flawed self. You're in a moment by moment process of agreeing with God's verdict. Are you agreeing? Or are you trying to agree with yourself as a false identity that has no life of its own? It is a ghost that only has a voice when you listen to it. It operates from memory and suggestion, not from reality. Therefore, the introspective process is not about looking inward to find what is false. It's about looking to Christ, who is your true life, and agreeing that any thought, feeling, or impulse that contradicts his nature in you is an echo from an empty tomb. The complexity dissolves when you stop trying to fix the old I. I must take that again, friends. The complexity dissolves when you stop trying to fix the old I and just simply agree with God that it is dead. Your focus can now shift to be simple, life-giving reality of one who now lives his perfect life in you. Let me take that again. His perfect life is lived in you and me. We're one with him. Yes, we're one with the Father. And let us now walk in what he is and what he said about us. And that is what's true. The true self is we're one with him. We're a spirit being with flesh on. And we've always been that since conception. In fact, I have a whole teaching on the light is a conception. That light appears. We're the light of the world at conception and grows with a spirit being with flesh on. And that's who we are. So I want to share these little insights. Hopefully it will be encouraging to you. It has been encouraging to a lot of people that has followed me over the years. So I just want to say, friends, just be blessed today. Why? Because you already are, according to Ephesians 1:3. So bye bye now.